Yeah, let's start. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for welcoming us. And it's my honor and pleasure to talk with such a great people at a beautiful area of Bhakkar. Sir, thank you. Sir, today's session, as you discussed, is about the technical writings and generative AI. As you know that today, everyone, even students, faculty, and others are talking about the generative AI. Generative AI includes many models, like as you are aware that ChatGPT, DeepSeek, many more models are available, and people are utilizing and getting benefits from these models. So I will start my session from these two people's pictures. So these great people just they won the Nobel Prize in 2024. At left side is Professor John Hopfield, and at right side, Professor Hinton. So Professor John Hopfield contribution are about the neural networks, especially the RNN, recurrent neural networks, and its training. So today, if we are here to utilize the deep models or large language models, so actually it was him who has introduced such a great ideas and mathematically proven these ideas. And then with the passage of time, when the hardwares were available, and then people were able to train and utilize and even provide these models to all over the world. So here is the outline. First, there will be some introduction, and then about the language models, of course, that how these language models work. There was some about, we can say briefly a discussion about the large language models, because we are not going to in-depth detail on these models. And then general policies. That's very important, because whenever we write something, some research paper or dissertation or other technical reports, so everywhere nowadays, just recently, NRPU, as you are aware, that they call for the research proposals, and they mentioned that it was mentioned in a field that how much its similarity is. Either it was in generative AI or it was in the similarity. So it is mandatory nowadays, at least it is mandatory nearly our journal, that you must not use the generative AI to write your articles or write your thesis, etc. I will give you some detail about the elsewhere policy, IEEE, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and then. So after that, we have included two case studies related to Grammarly and the ChatGPT. So this Grammarly tool, actually, this case study is about one of my PhD students who is about to defend his PhD. I will tell you that how he utilized this Grammarly and then how much time he wasted to just rephrase his work. So ChatGPT, and then some limitation, and then how we effectively use these generative models, and then question answer session. So in between, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. So there is no restriction that you can't ask the questions. So the technical writings include journal papers. As all we are faculty member, we know the importance of journal papers. And the publications, these are very important in all fields, about from appointment to promotion everywhere. So it has just included its title, abstract, and you know about it. So then thesis or dissertation, this is also part of academic writings, and report writing, and project statement, project specification, and then design memo, proposal report, etc. So all of these are included in technical writing. So there might be more than technical writing, but I have just mentioned these, some of the technical writing. So as we know that journal paper started from introduction, it was very broad, and then it come to its procedures, and then the discussion. So from broad to specific, and then broad. So this is just a a description or a diagrammatical representation of a research paper which is organized. So let's suppose we are focusing about the research paper that we need to write research paper and send to some journals or publication, etc. So first of all, we need to understand about the large language models. Before we talk about the large language model, so without language model understanding, it is very difficult to understand about the large language model. So please keep in mind that this is just about very brief and very maybe 1 to 2 slide description. So the detailed description, if you are interested, then we can have a session on it, and then we explore that how this large language model works and how this NLP is evolving, in fact. So the language model, we have given a sequence of words. So for the context and the task is it need to predict what comes next. So the task is that predict what comes next. Actually, this is our task. So this is the task of a language model as well. So all we are utilizing the smartphones and maybe the Office 365 or maybe the Microsoft Office as well. So we can see that when we type something, so it automatically suggests that are you intending to write this one? If we press the tab button, so it's automatically written there. So actually, why it comes that that we are, let's suppose, why it suggests. Actually, if the model was trained based on a very large corpus, very large data, so in that data, actually there are probabilities. The probability is that many people have written this, let's go 2 to 3 words, and after that they have written this. So this is the probability, this likelihood. So let's suppose we have written I want to, and let's suppose these are the 5-6 words. Let's suppose I want to play, and then it will suggest tennis, video, etc. So let us see. So our objective is to predict what comes next. So after that, let's suppose we have written I want to play tennis, play video. Let's suppose I want to eat lots, I want to eat fruit, etc. So these are the prediction, the leaf nodes are the prediction. So these predictions are based on the data. Based on the data, so probability has been computed from data. And then they comes here, and the people, let's suppose, want to write, when they write, I want to play, let's suppose, video. And these language models are utilizing the probabilities, the likelihood. So these probabilities are we can say the basic building blocks of these language models. So without the probability distribution, without you are maybe aware about the Markov decision process, and then Monte Carlo simulation. So all has been utilized in the large language models as well. So this is just a probability, and how much probability these words, these are the conditional probabilities. So when we use the conditional probabilities, actually we are reducing the sample space. So when sample space is reduced, the likelihood is increased. So the language models, before the large language model, this is just a very small language model based on the neural networks. These are just neural networks, input neurons, and these are the hidden layer and output neuron. So nothing need to be worried about this neural networks, because everything has been done by the large language model. So let's go the sentence is that the color of the sky is. This sentence was given to this language model, and this language model, let's suppose, predicted based on the data it has trained. These are the weights it need to be trained. So it predicts blue with a 91% of the probability. So it means that the color of sky is blue. So it was predicted because at background, at the given corpus or the given data, so there was high probability that the color of blue is sky. With this sentence, when we appended this blue with the color of sky is, So it was likelihood that the color of sky is blue. The people are interested, are, you see, intending that it might be the probability that its color is blue. Actually, we will somehow discuss about it, maybe 1 to 2 slides in coming slides. So how we create a large, how we create our own language model, and then we will come toward the large language. So first of all, the step one is we need to collect a very large corpus. That's very mandatory and necessary step. We need to have a data. We need to have a labeled data, and the veracity of data, the trustworthiness of data should be high. Otherwise, it might be very difficult that we expect from a model that it will create, it will respond us in a very good way when we don't have a model, when we don't have a data with a high level of, you see, the confidentiality and trustworthiness. Exactly. So first step is we need to collect a very large group of corpus. For example, the Wikipedia, book, Stack Overflow, Quora, public social media, GitHub, Reddit, etc. But let's suppose these are the data sources. There might be more data sources. So these are the data sources. Let's suppose we need to crawl. We need to collect data from these sources. So after that, ask LM language model to predict the next word in the sentence. Now, in just previous slide, it was written the color of sky is blue. So actually, when we have collected this data, the blue probability was high. The likelihood of blue was high. It was frequently occurring. So that's why it was predicted high. So in step number 2, randomly truncate parts of input sequence. So this is just step number 2 in the model creation. In model creation, we need to train the model. We need to update the weights. It was mentioned in previous slides. So these are the actually weights. These the edges are represented as the weights. So we need to update these weights and optimize these weights, in fact. So these are also known as the parameters as well. In the next slide, we will be talking about the parameters. So in step number 2, we need to train the model. And the training process might be very lengthy, and I will show you some slide that how much resources GPT was required to train and to come in this format as we are designing it today. So step number 3, repeat over the whole corpus. So the training process is, you see, once we train the model, it is not necessary that every time after 10 years, the model will be as accurate as it was 10 years before. So it means that its training is a continuous process. We train the model and then we create the next version of the data. GPT is doing as well. You see nowadays GPT-5 is also available. So before that, it was 3 and maybe, yes, it was started from 3 and then 3.5 and so on. So how good can a language model become very bigger the very better? So actually, it was a myth that if the model is very big, model is very large, it is expected that its result might be as good. So, but actually, this myth was broken in 2015. This myth was broken in 2015 at the computer science. If someone is here from computer science, he may know, she may know about the ResNet model. So ResNet has proven that this statement is not true because its technology or its architecture matters. This bigger model, bigger is better. It's not true. So it means that the bigger model is not a problem. Actually, the data and the model architecture and the training process. So all these have, you see the methods. So those might be considered wise while you create a model. Now, coming toward the language model to large language model, let's suppose we are considering here this graph, in this graph on horizontal axis. So these are the years. and vertical, let's say the number of parameters. So number of parameters are the weights, as we have just discussed, I have shown to you in the slides. So the GPT-4 in 2023, GPT-4 has the 10 to the power around 11, more than 10 to the power 11 parameters. So these are the parameters, these are the weights, and you can imagine that how much this language, this model might be large. So the number of parameters, actually the number of parameters also depends on, oh sorry, just a moment. So when we see that these are the number of parameters and the number of parameters are there, they need to be optimized, they need to be updated. So when there are so high number of parameters, so we can imagine the computational complexity as well. In next slide, I will show you that how much it was complex. So this green line, you see it is written a rat brain. So rat brain has a 10 to the power 11 parameters. So GPT-4 has more parameters compared to the rat brain. So this one is also an estimated, not an exact figure. So the exact might be changed, but this is an estimated. And now the number of words. You see the English Wikipedia has this amount of words, and all human written text has a 10 to the power 13 words. And GPT-4 was trained more than 10 to the power 12 number of words. So it means that the data, the word, the literature available over the web. So GPT tries to grab all the data which were approximately all the data which were available at that time in 2020, approximately 2023. So now from this, you can imagine that how much data it was required. In previous slide, it was mentioned that you need a large amount of data to train a model. So let's suppose when we are using the ChatGPT or Gemini or some other Copilot maybe. So whenever we write, hi GPT, hi Gemini, so it has a cost. Actually, it has a cost. Cost in terms of, you see the computational cost and also the carbon emission as well. So I was in a training, HEC has organized a training with collaboration of Meta AI. So actually from all over Pakistan, they selected 21 professors. So I was also included in that. So now we will organize the next sessions to train the faculty that how AI can be utilized in daily life or in teaching practices so that the effectiveness of faculty member and the quality of teaching might be better. So very soon, hopefully you will get updates from HEC that this project is about to start. So here from this slide, we can imagine that the price of LLM training. So GPT-4 training price was 10 to the power, more than 10 to the power 7. So its training price was this one. So it means that once the model is trained and then the model prediction process starts. So it means that the prediction also takes a lot of prediction don't take much time, but it needs you see the communication and then the computation and then the model which is loaded in the memory and then this prediction. So it takes cost. So this was the training cost of the LLM, more than 10 to the power 7 at GPT-4. So now coming toward you have some idea about the generative AI, that about its model complexity as well, number of parameters and its cost. And now coming to what's the generative AI? Okay, the generative, there are two words, generative and artificial intelligence. So generative means create a new content, audio, code, images, text, video, etc. So we need to generate a new content. That generation might be based on the previous one or the understanding of previous available contents. And artificial intelligence means automatically using a computer program. So automatically, we need to generate maybe some images or content automatically. So that content might be in the form of audio, code, computer code, images, text, video, etc. So there are many tools available. You might be utilizing those tools for generation of, you see, the images or the content or etc. You are hopefully you are utilizing. So actually, this generative AI concept is not new. So the mobile phone, the smartphone also has a built-in facility. That suppose you need to ask that set a time, set a meeting time, or set an alarm, or remind me at let's suppose at time at 8 a.m. etc. So these concepts are then materialized and make it you see the broader utilization in the form of GPT and other material. So this concept is AI, generative AI concept is not new. It was utilized in before. So you may have heard about the Alexa device, Amazon Alexa. So I'm utilizing that device. That's amazing experience of Alexa. That whenever you talk with Alexa, so you always feels good. So the generative AI concept is being utilized by the Google as well. Even before the advent of this ChatGPT and the other generative model. So whenever you write something at Google search space, let's go San. So it suggests you that San Francisco weather, San Francisco, Gantt Valley State University or hotels, etc. Actually, these are the suggestions. The suggestions are, you see, made from the user. They are just searching it. So these are the probability. Let's suppose this when someone written San Francisco, it was just typed F, and then it showed the San Francisco weather because many people were searching about the San Francisco weather. So this is all the queries you have just written. You write the Google search bar and you see the suggestion. These suggestions are actually based on the probabilities which are the people are applying. And when you are typing at your smartphone as well, you see the suggested the keywords. So the suggestions are also being
actually, sir, it is also data training or is creative.
So actually at backend there are some models are available. They are just recommending that many people you see search this one. There is high probability that you are also intending to search.
It is from based on data.
Yeah, based on data, based on the data and user searches, etc. So, so this generative AI concept is not new. It's being utilized from several groups. So what has changed actually? Now, OpenAI announced that GPT-4 claims it can beat 90% of humans on the SAT test. So their claim is that they can beat 90%. It was about the GPT-4. Nowadays, GPT-5 is there. So GPT-5, you see, its information is very latest. You can utilize and see about the GPT-5 if you have a GPT-5 access. So these are actually published from the tech news of Bloomberg, etc. So the new GPT-4 gets top marks in law, medical exam, OpenAI claims. So I was just reading an article maybe 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 days before. So it was mentioned that the Judicial Commission, I think, which was just recently its meeting was held. So they also discussed about the conduct of judges using the generative AI models, if I'm not wrong. But this conduct of judges using generative AI, it was clear. I think it was discussed in the last Judicial Council meeting, which was just held maybe 2 to 3 days before. So the judges are also using the GPT and AI models. So I will, in my case study, I will discuss that how my student who is also working in NLP and this judicial system, automation of judicial system. In fact, he is creating his own, you see, the GPT law for Pakistan. So let's see, he is about to defend his PhD, but his contribution is here. So it means that the GPT, the generative AI models are being utilized everywhere. So people are getting benefit from it. So in our training session, which was held with Meta AI at HEC, so over there, they also discussed about the utilization of these models in even daily life matters. You have that suppose a lot of files and you need that every change, let's suppose every change, if there is some change, and that change need to be that you need to get update from the data if it is being changed. So it is very easy. Just agentic AI, use agentic AI or Copilot or Microsoft Studio, Microsoft AI Studio, and it's just a drag and drop. Or you may just write a query and it will be done, and you place your data at the shared point of Microsoft OneDrive, and then you can utilize it. Even it will inform you via email as well. So if you configure it, it will also have a text to you that at your smartphone, oh, this thing has been happening. So actually, we are exploring that how the generative AI might be helpful in our educational setups. First of all, that brainstorming a research question. We are talking about here the technical writings, and then the research question we need to brainstorm ourselves and our students as well, that what type of new ideas, either this idea is has some significance or not. You can get help from GPT. There is no generative model. So brainstorm a research question, keyword generation, search categories, etc. So the Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Google Gemini, Claude. So all of these are being utilized. Many other models as well. So these are being utilized by the public. So one of my students is working in Google Gemini. So he has done his undergrad and master's from university under my supervision. Now he is in Europe and also doing a PhD and also working in Google Gemini as well. He offered me, sir, I have a premium version of Google Gemini. So if you need, then I can offer it to you. So you can use it. So the generative AI can be utilized for literature discovery. So for one tool, we will be discussing as a case study here that you can brainstorm and you can see the literature, the recent literature about it. So actually, it will help you. It will multiply your efforts. So otherwise, let's suppose we are doing some research and we don't have an access to the literature. And then at the end, let's suppose after conducting our research of 1 to 2 years, and then we came to know, oh, this research has also been published. So it means that we need to we should be careful and we should be updated. We should know about the updated literature. So these are actually some of the tools used for the literature discovery. So literature discovery and synthesized findings. So here we will see the illicit, the tool. I will show it to you. That's very interesting. Even in our meeting and our training session with HEC, so over there, many professors mentioned that we are getting benefit from this illicit tool as well. So these are the some tools which are being utilized in technical writing. So you can utilize it. But how much you utilize those tools and how much you need, you simply mentioned in your research paper, actually that is a problem. So in next slide, I will show you the journal and the publisher policies. So within those policies, within those limitations, or within those limits, we can utilize these tools. So the AI tools for summarizing. So from these tools, we have just selected 1 to 2 tools for a case study. And then the others, if you're interested, you can utilize those tools. So actually, AI tools for summarizing the research. Let's suppose you have a research topic, you have a research question, and you asked, before that, we were just searching at Google that, let's suppose this is my XYZ, the research question, and then find some relevant literature as well. Now, AI tools are available. So, for example, the AI literature discovery, if we utilize the Elicit tool, so other, you can use Claude and Python as well. So many tools are available, there is no issue. So actually, this Elicit has a connection with a Google Scholar and other publishers. So they will, based on your query, it has a free version as well, premium version as well. Free version, of course, has some limitations. The free version can obtain the 10 to 15 research paper of the latest related to your research question and then summarize it, even finds its the research gaps as well. So the methodology utilized that also the Elicit can also find those methods and algorithms, its accuracy and efficiency. So it's very then easy to conclude you and propose your research as well, your methodology. So the other these tools are also being utilized, so there is no issue. So the Elicit, you can either you can search from the internet sources. So actually, it's at backend. So the Elicit has mentioned that it is not obtaining the copyrighted material as well. But just I have when I was searching this tool, so actually it was providing the latest research as well. The latest even in some very renowned journal research it was cited over. You can upload the PDF as well. If you have PDF, you have a Word document, then you can utilize it, you upload it, and it will summarize it for you, and then give a report to you that these are the this is the results and these are the findings. So the Elicit outcome. So it is their written policy. We must go as per their original policy. The original policy is that any paper you upload to Elicit are private to your account. So it means they are not going to make it public. But if they publish it, we don't know. At least it is written on their website. So this is just front. You see the page of the Elicit, the home page of Elicit. When you sign in to Elicit, and it will be displayed to you. And even it suggests to you that how much concrete your question is. So it will suggest to you that you rephrase your question, you make up better, you see the prompt as well. So it will also suggest to you. So here you need to ask a research question. So after that, the suggestion will come that, oh, your research question is, let's suppose, strength, its significance is, let's suppose, 80%, 85%, 70%, or even it will suggest you that if you write this in this way, it will have a better implication as well. So you may write here the research question and then extract data from the PDF. If you have your PDF, you have downloaded your research material and you can upload it. So free version can accommodate up to 10 research articles at a time. But a premium version, it depends upon the upon your subscription. So you can add up to 50 papers. So search the semantic scholar. So your query will be searched over the Google Scholar and other databases. So it will then take the latest research papers and then summarizes it and find the research gap for you. So for a premium version, it said that its cost is 100 to 120 credit on average. So actually, you can say that 100 to 120 cents are credit are depend upon the policy of Google. So it may change. So upload PDF article if you are interested. So there is no problem. I will show you a sample result as well, which result I have uploaded and which question I have uploaded and then it given me the results. Let's suppose the research question is what are the economic impacts of water scarcity in Africa? So the ILICET has found these research articles, their summaries, and their main findings, and many more. You can just customize it. So it has a filter by a keyword, and then a low confidence answer may not be accurate. Some of the it will show that the confidence is very low. Maybe it might be its accuracy might be low, but it will also indicate you about it. So you can add more column item from this from its you see the from its interface. So actually the interface you can explore and add whatever you want. So it has many features, but all features are not available for free of cost version. For a basic version, the premium version, of course. So these are the parameters. Create your own, let's go summary, so no problem. The summary, main finding, methodology, intervention, outcome measure, limitation, intervention, effects, summary of introduction, summary of decision. So there are a lot of possibilities, there are a lot of options you can utilize it to save your time, to multiply your efforts as well. So these are the AI tools which are being utilized by people. So these are just parameters, the methodology, intervention, outcome, limitation, study design, future research, dependent variables, independent variables. So all are being identified this ILICET tool. So ILICET is basically at back end, it is utilizing the chat GPT. So at front end, they have customized it according to the user. So these are the columns. Further, they have added some more columns, the future research, critical research, and the policy recommendation, research question, paper. So these are the articles ILICET retrieved from the databases are from recent to you see the older paper. The recent will be at the top, and then subsequently the other. So you can upload your own PDF. So the PDF report will be generated, and you can export your research, your results in the form of PDF or Word or even in Excel. So it's up to you. So let's see ILICET. I will show another case study as well about the ILICET. So actually, it is incredibly flexible, customized tool built on a semantic scholar corpus. Free version, one time, 5,000 credits. So actually, it converts the amount into credits, and then 100 to 200 credits. It was mentioned that every cube query, it will be costing 100 to 200 credits. So okay, paid version is of course affordable. It depends that how much you can pay, and then you can get the credit. Here is the credit and the per dollar calculation. So the pros are the connect to Zetro citation software, bulk uploads PDF, summarize multiple paper, promises the PDF privacy. So if you have your own PDF, then they mentioned that they will not disclose it to anyone else. So the cons are that can't export without plus version. So most interactions cost credits, some lack of transparency. This transparency about the credits. So the cons is that after some time, let's suppose they change their policy that we are going to open the research questions or the articles the people uploaded. So it may have some adverse effect as well. And maybe 1 or 2 months ago, I have just read somewhere that GPT also mentioned that it will open the users' questions as well. Now let's see that what type of conversation people are doing with GPT. So it will be an interesting research articles as well, research questions as well. Let's see. Usually at the end of year, you may be watching a TV, and then usually in news in news. So they mentioned that Google said that the Pakistani expert people search about this topic very frequently. They have their own taste of Pakistani and other people, but depends. So let's see that when GPT open the conversations, and then we see that what type of research and what type of the behavioral research will come from. Now, coming toward the publisher policy, this is very important. We have just seen about the technical writings and what type of technical writings were. And after that, we see the language models, the GPT training parameters, and then large language models, and then some about, you see, the tools, which was the AI tools being used for generative AI or for technical writings. And now the publisher policy. Actually, ultimately, whenever we write something, we need to publish it. The ultimate objective is that we get published this effort. Or let's see that how much efforts of the good prompting effort the publishers are accepted. In maybe one year or one and a half year ago, I have just seen a paper or a journal paper, so in which the authors used the command prompt, the prompt from a GPT, from a GPT, and then the GPT responded that, oh yes, I can do for it this, and it was also published on that article. So it was very strange, and why editor did not consider this thing. So it was actually available, and there are a lot of memes at social media. Oh, okay, this is the quality of research is being done by the people. The journal was also very prestigious. It was not about the computing and other. I think it was, sorry. Yeah, it was elsewhere, but the journal was related to some, I think, material sciences or maybe some chemistry or this type of articles that one. So it was actually written, oh yes, I can do it for you. Okay, the first of all, the science publisher, as you know, that is one of the biggest and one of the prestigious publisher. So the adoption of ChatGPT and related LLMs to support the research and generative scholarly content continues to accelerate. The policy for the Science Family Journal has been that the use of these tools in research is acceptable as long as proper disclosure appear in method section. So if you are using some section, some part of your article, rewriting from the GPT, then you need to mention that this part has been, let's suppose, written by getting assistance from the GPT or other model. So now just imagine that if 1 to 2 paragraphs has been declared, that author even declared that I have used these 2 paragraphs written by the GPT, then what will be the impact and what will be the credibility of the article and author as well? That people say, oh, he is unable to write even 2 paragraphs, technical 2 paragraphs. So it is actually a very adverse effect. And the Science Journal have now adopted the editorial policies on image and text integrity to include the following declaration. The declaration statement is, can I show the declaration statement to you? So actually, these are the declarations. You need to declare these sentences that AI assisted technologies such as large language model, chatbot, whatever the tool you have used. So you need to mention that these tools have been used in these let's suppose 2, 3, or 4 paragraphs. So it is mandatory for them. But one thing is very common in all publishers, that GPT or AI can't be declared as a co-author. That is very clear from all the publishers. And now elsewhere, so the policy only refer to the writing process and not to use of AI tools to analyze and draw insights from data as part of the research process. So they said that you don't write anything and mention it into the research article. But if you give your data for analysis to GPT, let's suppose, or other large language model, that's fine. So you when you mention those analyses are you see the analytics into your research article. So actually that is your responsibility. Then you prove it that it is the correct according to your data or your input material. So authors should be disclosed in their manuscript the use of AI and AI-assisted technologies, and the statement will appear in the published work. Okay. The author should not list AI and AI-assisted technologies as an author or co-author, nor cite AI as an author. Actually, this is common in all publishers that AI can't be listed as an author or co-author, but the material you have generated from AI can be written, but it should be declared. So authors are allowed to use generative AI and AI-assisted technologies and writing process before submission, but only to improve the language and readability. So actually, we are utilizing AI as you are writing in MS Word as well. So whenever you have a mistake of, let's suppose, a grammatical mistake or some spelling mistake, so Word suggests you automatically, oh, this is a red line appears inside below the text, below the word, and then you right click and then you correct. Actually, that is not a generative AI use. That is actually all the journals are allowing that. That's no problem. But you can't generate some paragraphs and mention it into the URL. So authors must not list or cite AI-assisted technologies as author or a co-author. That's elsewhere policy. It's very clear. So the part of the article you have mentioned generated from the AI, you need to declare this statement as per elsewhere publishing policy. So during the preparation of this manuscript, our authors used name of tool, service in order to you need to mention that why you utilize this tool. So after using this tool services, the author reviewed and edited the content as needed and takes full responsibility of the content of the published article. So this statement must be declared over there. So if any part of the has been generated from the AI. So it's very clear that the declaration does not apply to the use of basic tools such as tools used to check grammar, spelling, references. If you have nothing to disclose, you don't need to add a statement. So the grammatical, spelling, or reference checking, there is no need to declare any statement. As usual, we are just using and submitting it to the journal. So IEEE. So authors must disclose the use of AI-generated content, text, figure, images, etc. in the acknowledgement section of their submission. Specific AI system used and the sections where AI was applied should be added. So it means that the IEEE, Science, and the elsewhere near about they have same policy. They have a similar policy about the use of AI and GPT. The use of content generated with AI in an article, including but not limited to the text, figures, images, and code, shall be disclosed in the acknowledgement section of the AI system shall not be identified as a specific section, article, etc. The important part is that using AI tool for editing and a grammar enhancement is common practice and generally does not require the disclosure. It's common in all. Yeah. The Springer first authorship criteria, as previously we have seen the three publisher as well. So the for authorship, AI is not qualified. The large language model such as GPT does not satisfy the authorship criteria due to lack of accountability. Actually, this was the reason. The accountability was the reason that this is why they are not recognizing that the AI models are large language models as an author or if something is written, you see the incorrectly or the analysis are incorrect, then who will be the responsible? No one will be the responsible. So that's why they are not accepting the GPT or LLM model as an author or co. So use of LLMs should be documented in a method section or suitable alternative part of the manuscript. We think that if someone has utilized the AI or LLM model, so that to be declared either in that section or maybe end of the part. LLM should not be listed as an author. Human authorship is required for the account. So Taylor and Francis, the authorship is very clear. That's about the other, it's similar as the other publishers. So disclosure, use of LLM should be documented in a method section or suitable alternate part of the manuscript. So authors should not submit manuscript where generative AI tool has been used in way to replace the core researcher and author responsibilities. For example, text or code generation without rigorous revision, synthetic data generation, to substitute missing data without a robust methodology generation of any type of content which is inaccurate, including abstract or supplement material. Now coming toward the another case study, that's the Grammarly. And this is case about one of my PhD students. And he has access, and here he was utilizing the Grammarly paid version, and it was embedded with the Microsoft Word. And he said that, sir, when I was using it, so actually the Grammarly was suggesting me that this statement is better compared to yours. I just replaced that. I didn't generate it from that one, but I just replaced the whole statement as suggested by the Grammarly. And when he's sent his article to me, and I will just check it from the current. So the similarity content of AI similarity was 64. And then he rephrased his research article, and then he said that, sir, actually, it was a mistake that I must not replace the whole sentences or paragraph as suggested by the AI. So now, whatever I have written in as a rephrase, so actually he said that the previous content, my own content was better compared to this replacement. I said that, oh, you have done a mistake and you face the consequences as well. So after all, actually, the main point here is that if the Grammarly is suggesting something better that we have just written, so you may get some insight from that. You may replace one or two words in a sentence to improve your readability or the technicality of the sentence, but never replace the whole sentence or paragraph. So if you replace the whole sentence or paragraph, it will immediately goes to the AI generated file. So OpenAI, GPT, and DeepSeek, all of these are the large language models. So people are using it. So grammar correction and proofreading is fine. You can use the grammar correction, etc. So text generation, you can generate the text, but before submission, you need to declare that which part of the text has been generated by the AI and why. That we have just seen before. So use these AI models as much permitted by the publishers or journals. So within their limits, within their range, we can utilize it. So beyond that, if we use it, So maybe at this time, HEC don't have any clear policy, but after that, HEC may have some policy and then we face the consequences. So it's better that we need to use these tools for the betterment, not for the replacement as an author, or not at the cost of our future. So we know that the generative AI tools are expanding rapidly. Access these the tool the same way you would assess individual source. Some publisher may allow use of GenAI in a specific ways. So whenever you submit an article, you must study the author guideline. Those are very important. So from author guideline, which areas the journal is accepting or the scope of the journal will also be clear from the author policy. Otherwise, we just submit it and after 1 month or 2 months, the editor sent back to us that, oh, this, you see, your article is not aligned with our research areas or with our, you see, the theme of the journal. So using Gen AI in certain ways for assignments may prevent you from learning. So and limit developing your opinion and ability to communicate your own perspective in your work. Actually, this last the bullet is very important. At our university, we have arranged a lecture about the use of AI and leadership. So in which the speaker mentioned that nowadays actually the creativity is getting lower and lower in our areas. So the reason is that we are not ready to think in our, let's suppose in our brain there is someone is asking to us that, okay, the tools are available, whatever you are thinking, the tools may get a better answer to you. So don't waste your time in thinking and just use the tools. So it is killing the creativity and the opinion as well. So actually, there was another discussion as well. The discussion was about hallucination of the generative AI, hallucination of AI. And this discussion was also held in the Meta AI training in HEC as well. So actually, let's suppose we write something and get opinion from GPT about, let's suppose, some XYZ country. And we are expecting that it will generate the result as we have an opinion in our mind. Actually, when the opinion flips, when the generative AI opinion is different from us, and then we used to say, oh, you see, this the GPT is biased, or hallucination is there. Actually, that is not the fact. The machine learning or the deep learning models are not so much biased. They are responding you based on available data. So the biasness is actually biasness is in this way, or we can say the limited to provision of data. We don't have much data over the internet, so we are not writing about the data, something about some problems which are you see the conflict. So the GPT is responding based on the given data. The probability based on the probability as we just discussed. So in maybe very small part, but it may hallucinate. But actually, the hallucination is depending upon the availability of it. So you generate more data, and then GPT will GPT or other language model will learn from your data, and then it will respond as per your desire. So actually, let me show one, just a small case study which I have generated from the illicit, and then show it to you, and then your feedback and your questions. I have given a prompt to GPT to elicit, not to, that use of NLP and law to solve the criminal cases. Use of NLP and financial language processing to solve the criminal cases. It was just a very random query, not specific. So elicit mentioned that you may have a better query. So if you ask, then I can suggest a query to you. So I can follow that and then just given this statement, this question, use of NLP, natural language processing and law to solve the criminal case. So this is the result of the elicit. Let me show, this is the thumb abstract and then data extraction. These are the results. The first article was published in 2024. The study focus was the fireman involvement classification and violent crime code records, legal system United States, natural language processing approach was used, the decision tree and key term search, accuracy matrices, the decision tree F1 score was 0.82, key term recall 1.0, F1 score was a 0.65, full text retrieval, as it's mentioned that he didn't retrieve the full article. If the elicit didn't retrieve the article, and how it comes to these results. The second article was in 2020. So this is a legal outcome prediction for the homicide Thai penal code Thailand, about 500 criminal cases. So the natural language processing approach is using by LSTM, by long short-term memory, long short LSTM, and synthetic minority oversampling techniques in mode for data mixing, etc. And pre-trained word embedding soft voting algorithm. So accuracy by LSTM F1 score was 76%. That was higher than the LSTM. So it mentioned that this has been done. So full text purpose. The third one was for 2022, and for about the Brazilian criminal cases, the GRU model has been used, and they didn't mention about the accuracy matrices as well. So, as I mentioned, that free version of the elicit access the 10 articles. So, and here is the summary about those. These are predictive modeling as well. And these are the references. These are the research paper that these paper have been were used while addressing the question which I have just shown. So, and this was all about today's session. So your feedback is required to us. So from this QR code, you can just scan this QR code, and it will just 2 to 3 questions are there. So question will Google form will open, and then you just give your feedback. So in acknowledgement session, we are thankful to British Council who have arranged this seminar at the Thal University, and we are very grateful to the administration and the administration of Thal University for inviting us at such a beautiful place. Yes, thank you very much. If you have any question, you may please ask.
Sir, one question.
Yes.
Concerning the ethical use of renderware.
Yes.
Is there any policy we have, implemented in Pakistan, or especially in the world? If we have any policy, and what are the consequences of this?
Sir, actually, yeah, your question is very interesting. Actually, recently, Pakistan has announced its AI policy.
Okay. I heard of it.
Yeah, AI policy, and the ethical AI actually it depends upon the application. In which area you are talking about the ethical ethics in terms of utilization of AI, or ethics in terms of basically the area.
Actually, in technical writing, when we are indulged in the research and publications, so there are many questions about that.
So actually, it's very clear. I mentioned general policies. Actually, sir, the problem is that we should be enough in our research that this research is very genuine and it belongs to. So people are using it. So actually, I came to know one of I can remember I do not name here because people. So in September 2025, from January to September, he published more than 52 articles. So still a quarter of the year was spending.
Oh,
So it means that 50 might be a pipeline they are coming. So as a human, I know them because I did not disclose the name. I know them. So as a human, I think it's not. So people are using it. It's of course it's not natural. We should use the AI, the AI assisted technologies for the brainstorming, for the betterment, for our, like you see, the clarification of maybe some results. But if we publish, generate some you see the text from the GPT or some other model, and then we humanize it from some other models, and then we submit it, and what will be the quality, what will be the outcome. So I actually head of a department as well, so I'm engaged in several selection boards. So nowadays, to be honest, the quality is so pathetic. There is a lot of publications in CV, and you just ask, okay, sir, your presentation was very good. Would you please explore the novelty of your first article? Yes, just mention in your CV. He completely received silent. He said, okay, we do this, blah, 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 methodology, and the paper published. Actually, it's a very unfortunate. So we must use the technology from that for procurement, not, you see, the just for, or just publishing, just creating an impact on someone, oh, okay, I will publish these articles, but the real impact is nothing.
I want to ask a question. My question is that chat GPT can really generate and create something. There is a creation possible.
Sir, actually, there are two types of, you see, the creation. One is abstractive, and the other one is I'm just forgetting its name. Actually, let's go. We are generating summary of an article. That's the article we have 20 pages. We need to summarize it. So there are two possibilities. One is that as the Microsoft Word also summarizes it, so it takes some sentences from some and then it combines it because it's keywords and yeah. Actually, that is not something. The generation is that it generates new, you see the sentences from the existing idea. The GPT model is so large in world. It has millions and billions of parameters. So actually it is generating new from the existing.
So I want to know, I'm interested in this question, I'm from chemistry. Is it possible that I take the formula of all the antibiotics to this ChatGPT and ask to create something new, formula of new antibiotics?
Yeah, actually, sir, your question is very interesting. It's also related to the drug discovery as well.
Yes.
Because I have some experience related to bioinformatics as well. So nowadays, one of my class fellow in Finland, he's also working in drug discovery and this type of work. So actually, the simulations are there, models are there, you can give it to it. Give it to the model and ask that generate something new based on the existing model. Specifically, the personalized medicines are nowadays very popular and getting popularity. So it can generate something for you, but actually the validation is not using the its variation or its efficacy will be
I think this is a similar question. I think usually when the AI was rather new in the market. So there was a question which was floating here. That was actually, will AI replace human? Yeah, that was a very typical question, which is reflecting the question of Bhakkar. कि वो रिप्लेस कर देगा तो पता नहीं ये
ये तो ह्यूमन से नहीं कर सकते अगर आपने एक ड्रग ला
दूर भी नहीं
रिप्लेस हो सकता है
डेंजरस है
सर देखिए रिप्लेस अगर इसके लेवल से मेरे भी हमारे भी साहब हैं उनसे उनके दोस्त हैं यूएसए उसने कहा प्राइमरी लेवल की जॉब्स ये ऐसे के सही ठीक है तो इसका मतलब ये रिप्लेस तो हो गया किसी ना किसी के साथ से अब मस्त ने लाभ मस्त उसने रिसेंटली बताया मैं 2-3 महीने पहले ना उसने पता कि उसने लाभ भी है लाभ में चिप इम्प्लांट कर
चलो ह्यूमन
उसमें ईडी है एक दो मालूम लोगों ने एक दो
उसने पब्लिकली उसने कहा मैं फलान उसने लाभ भी है मैं उसका चिप इम्प्लांट था तो जब चिप इम्प्लांट कर देगा और साथ में फिजिकल ट्रैवल करके मतलब उसकी जब कनेक्शन एस्टैब्लिश हो गए तो फिर क्या शुरू था
लेकिन सर सीधा रिप्लेस नहीं करता क्योंकि उसने भी ह्यूमन डेटा लेके ही उस पे काम किया अगर रिप्लेस करना है तो उसने अपना डेटा
तो क्रिएटिव होगी
तो सर ये जो एक टेक्निक है हमारी सिनोड के नाम से ऐसे होती है इसलिए सिंथेटिक एनालिसिस डेटा बहुत सिंपल यानी ये एग्जिस्टिंग डेटा से न्यू डेटा जनरेट उसको कॉपी नहीं करना उसी में से न्यू डेटा गॉसियन यूज करता है गॉसियन की क्लास माइनस उसकी सिग्मा करके वो न्यू डेटा जनरेट कर रहा है तो मतलब तो काफी हद तक बहुत हद तक उसने ये ह्यूमंस को इस तरह से रिप्लेस करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है और ये तो हम लोग एजेंटिक एआई पर तो कभी उस पर मैं कहा था मुझे शायद लेक्चर आप इंशाल्लाह एजेंटिक एआई पर सर इतना यानी फास्ट और क्विक तो एक्यूरेट है कि आपके पास 100 पेजेस के डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं आपको आपसे तो आप जस्ट एआई में वो दे दो उसे किसी मुझे आपने प्रॉम्प्ट करते रहना जैसे आप जस्ट आपका जो सिस्टम है वो उसमें पेश करता है तो मेरे बात ये जो क्वालिटी है उसकी अटेंडेंस से मंथली भी आती है जैसे कब मार्क किया ऊपर किया तो मैंने उसको एजेंट जो दिया मैंने आप मुझे बता दें किस किसी कितने रेस्टोरेशन दिया जस्ट विद इन नो टाइम only something
that I just kept doing.
realize that my high score 55 60 में करीब मेरे पास है तो फिर हम उसमें एक सारे कुछ तो वो विद इन
Data analysis के लिए बड़ा जबरदस्त है ये I have one to speak to something. लेकिन डॉक्टर साहब जो डॉक्टर साहब ने बात की है then you have actually explained very well. वो बेसिकली जो बच्चा जो हमारे टेक्निकल मेंबर ही है फिजिक्स डिपार्टमेंट में तो इन्होंने जो क्वेश्चन है मेरे ख्याल में ये रिफ्लेक्शन इस चीज की थी कि क्रिएटिविटी जो है वो उसको ये रिप्लेस करेगा जो क्रिएटिविटी है बिकॉज क्रिएटिविटी इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी ह्यूमन यू नो तो उसको मशीन जो है
नया अल्फाबेट जनरेट कर सकता है
यस एंड क्रिएट अल्फाबेट
सर मसला ये है कि अल्फाबेट
एआई तो वन वे थिंकिंग कर सकते हैं जो आप उसको दे सकते हैं उसमें क्रिएटिविटी तो नहीं करते ही
सर एक तो ये स्लाइड है ना ह्यूमन ब्रेन के नंबर ऑफ कनेक्शंस हैं ये जनरली 4 क्या 55 के से ऊपर अब थोड़ा सा एक सॉन्ग वेट करें जो ह्यूमन ब्रेन में जो कनेक्शन है जो लास्ट के सिमेट्रिक जो कनेक्शन देखिए उसको अगर ये अचीव कर लेगा तो उसके बाद फिर क्या होगा
then it may be questionable
तो मतलब ये काफी मतलब इम्प्रूवमेंट इसमें आ रही है और ह्यूमन जो ऑल ह्यूमन जनरेटेड टेक्स्ट है उसको भी देखना नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पर तो उसने भी यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है कहता है ये ऑल ह्यूमन जनरेटेड टेक्स्ट और जीपीटी ने वहां तक किया हुआ तो अब बाकी को भी पहले ये था 2022 में ये आया था उसके बाद 23 में ये काफी पॉपुलर भी हुआ उसको मैं आपको ये कहता मैं आपको 3 years बैक का डेटा मैं आपको दे सकता हूँ रिजल्ट्स उसको आपको डेट करना पड़ा आपको और अच्छा दूसरा अगर आपने कहा कि वो वीडियो मेथड जनरेट नहीं कर सकता ठीक है एक्चुअली किसी ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था सब के बाद कितने या उसके एक और भी क्वेश्चन था जो मैं तीसरा उसमें मैं आपको बता भी दूं तो उसको वेरीफाई कर सकते हो वेरिएशन को आप अगर वो अल्फाबेट जनरेट करके भी दे तो हम कैसे
question. Yes,
तो मतलब हमें नहीं पता हमारा जो नॉलेज है लिमिटेड और वो अगर जनरेट कर अगर वेरीफाई हम कर सकते हैं तो फिर तो हम कमेंट कर सकते हैं कि हाँ ठीक है लेकिन ये और दूसरा कंप्यूटर कोड्स वगैरह इस तरह मसला तो नहीं रहा तो आप तो मतलब वो प्रो वर्जन आते हैं आप तो बस जैसा आप देखते हैं किसी भी लैंग्वेज में आते हैं जनरेट कर दो
we have some faculty members from computer science department too.
और साइंस की पर इम्पैक्ट
एल्सेवियर क्या था
एलिसिट और साइंस की पर इम्पैक्ट
अच्छा इधर इसकी ना कंपैरिजन में अच्छा भेजता था इसमें मुख्तलिफ है ये बाकी लिटरेचर दोनों आपको लेकर आ रहा है ठीक है अब एक ये है कहता है कि आपको ना रिसर्च गैप्स भी दे दे और दूसरा है कहते हैं ये आपको लेकिन कहते हैं कि इसके ये मेथडोलॉजी है गैप आपको दिखाए अब तीसरा उसमें एक का कहना कहता है ये ना जो लिटरेचर है उसको रिट्रीव करता है फिर क्या है उसको इलिसिट का कभी लिटरेचर को उससे क्या होता है ना रिट्रीव नहीं इनफैक्ट रिट्रीव करने के बगैर वो कैसे करता है लेकिन तो ओपनली हमने पॉलिसी डिक्लेयर की है उसमें कहते हैं हम इसको रिट्रीव नहीं कर रहे ये दूसरा है वो कहता है मैं रिट्रीव कर रहा हूँ दैट्स व्हाई उसकी कॉस्ट इज इन
वर्ड इसका सिंगल वर्ड
उसको मैंने एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया मतलब उसको एक्सप्लोर करके देखा क्या था उसकी
सर आपने कहा है कि हम ग्रामर यूज कर ग्रामर को ठीक करने के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं तो हम एआई को पैराफ्रेज करने के लिए यूज करते हैं और किसी सेंटेंस को एक टूल को यूज करते हैं फिर उसी सेंटेंस को लेकर दूसरे टूल में जाते हैं जब हम दो टूल यूज करते हैं तो थर्ड में उसका जो एआई होता है वो कम होता है ये क्यों होता है कम क्यों फिर भी हम यूज तो एआई करते हैं
हम कर रहे हैं ठीक है मसला ये है क्या
अब उसको भी जगह है
आप उस सेंटेंसेस को ना बेसिकली मैंने ट्राई किया था मैंने कहा चलिए मैं इसको देखूंगा उसको यूनिफाइज किया फिर दोबारा किया उसके बाद जो एक्चुअल सेंटेंस था वो उसकी एसेंस नहीं रही वो उसकी बिल्कुल एसेंस नहीं रही वो शायद किसी और डायरेक्शन में लेकर जा रहा था लेकिन मैं यहाँ कुछ हो रहा ये जो वर्ड्स है ना उनको रिप्लेस कर रहा होता है उसके क्या कहते हैं नया वर्ड अप्लाई करते हैं और वो कहता है जो है क्योंकि वो आ चुका ये नया आ गया तो ये किसी और मॉडल से जनरेट हुआ तो आप बैठा कि लेस देन लेस टू 1% है दैट माइट बी द थिंग और कोई क्वेश्चन कोई सजेशन फीडबैक दे दिया आप लोग ने हाँ दैट्स ग्रेट तो बहरहाल जी जी सर
हम रेफरेंस देते हैं कि फलां ने ये बात की हुई है फलां पे हम उसको भी अपनी वर्डिंग में लिखना है हालांकि हम तो उसका रेफरेंस दे रहे हैं कि फलां ने ये बात की तो उसका रेफरेंस देने के बाद भी हम उसको अपनी जबान में यूज करते हैं
सर एक्चुअली जिस आपको पता है ना जब हम रिसर्च पेपर लिखते हैं तो उसका हमारा जो पूरी एक सेंटेंस होता है एक बार होगा तो एक सेंटेंस उसकी रिसर्च पेपर को समराइज करके करते हैं तो आप उसने तो पूरी अगर रिसर्च पेपर देखा उसी टेक्नोलॉजी और वो हमने तो उसको क्या किया बिल्कुल समराइज करके हमने इसको एक्सप्लेन का था ये काम किया था उसकी रिलेशन और वैसे उसमें ये रिलेशन भी ठीक और आप उसका उसके वर्ड को एज इट इज लिख सकते हैं और उसको रिटर्न क्योंकि उसमें ये बात है कि आप जो है ना वो डबल कोड का जो एग्जांपल होता है कि जो होता है वो भी उसको एग्जांपल करते हैं डबल कोड वाला एग्जांपल है क्योंकि आप ऐसा ना आप पूरा क्या देखना डबल कोड तो उसको पता है तो किसी का एक सेंटेंस है दो है डबल कोड
Any other questions?
I have a question.
जी प्लीज
The transfer can negate exact care. Is it has ability to solve the identified problem?
Sir, problem identification. Problem identification में देखिए दो तीन स्कीम नाउ हैं। एक तो ये जो आपने क्वेश्चन लिखा, अभी से क्वेश्चन आपने लिखी थी। तो उसके अगेंस्ट उसमें आपको लिटरेचर फाइंड करके राष्ट्र आपने अपना उसने ये काम किया, उसको ये बता देने की और ऐसे उसके लिए लिमिटेशन। अब जो लिमिटेशन के बाद आप उसे कहें कि मुझे इसका सोल्यूशन करके नई मेथोडोलॉजी डेवलप करके दे दें और भी वो फिर आपको और डिफरेंट होता है। तो वो फिर मौजूद है, आप ये क्रिएटिविटी को कहें जैसा साहब ने भी क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि पास बहुत सारे टेक्स्ट के स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, अगर मैं उनको कॉम्बिनेशन करके मैं बनाना चाहता हूँ वो अपनी ना दे स्लाइड का इस्तेमाल उनको काफी
तो चलें जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच, आप सबसे मिलकर बड़ा अच्छा लगा। और आप इस्लामाबाद आए तो ज़रूर आइएगा, हमारे पास एयर यूनिवर्सिटी E9 में है।
यूनिवर्सिटी में केमिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट है, साइंस है,
सर केमिस्ट्री नहीं है, फिजिक्स है हमारे पास, फिजिक्स मैथ वो है, केमिस्ट्री नहीं। बायो इन्फॉर्मेटिक्स हमने भी ऑफर की।